Ottawa. We love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In this bulletin, COVID-19 screening becomes more comprehensive. Cyclone-ravaged homes didn't meet standards. And parents urged to engage children in educational activities.
From the studios of FBC Suva.
More than 750,000 Fijians have been screened by health officials for COVID-19 symptoms. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangai-Nambete says while their 4 active patients remain stable, testing has been comprehensive with 2 types of tests now available for coronavirus. Dr. Wangai-Nambete says Fijians must remain vigilant and continue to practice safety precautions and maintain social distancing where possible.
More than 750,000 people, so very across Fiji. That's about 88% of the population that we know. We also know that at the moment we've had very significant testing. Our testing has been driven up because we have both the RT-PCR testing and also the expert testing. So we have the capability to do the 6-hour test and also the 45-minute test.
An assessment following Tropical Cyclone Harold has revealed many houses were destroyed by the Category 4 system because it did not meet the construction standard. The Housing Minister has agreed with the findings of the National Disaster Management Office, saying many Fijians are opting for affordability instead of standard when building their homes. The NDMO assessment reveals people in the rural and maritime areas often modify their housing plans to suit their budget.
When people build their own homes, unfortunately in some instances, they don't build to standards. It's a question of affordability.
The Education Ministry has clarified the worksheets provided to students by the respective schools are not examinable materials and have already been taught. Minister Rosie Akbar says parents should not worry if they are unable to provide proper guidance to their children regarding this. Akbar says these materials have been given out to ensure students are making good use of their time at home. The minister is urging students to follow the Walesi platform for their education programs.
Parents, I do understand, like I said, you want your children to be back in school, but given the fact that we must give the safety and welfare of both our teachers and students a priority, we have kept our schools closed.
The Fiji Ships and Heavy Industries has halted most of its vessel refitting work due to the impacts of COVID-19. Fiji Ports Chief Executive Vajira Piasena says most of the regional vessels cancelled their bookings while local vessels were not able to pay for refit due to financial constraints. Piasena says they have diverted their focus to fabrication and heavy industry work to see through this crisis. He says they are also working on maintenance of the shipway to ensure that it is ready when operations normalize.
We are focusing on at this time to for the rehabilitation of the slipway that which is long overdue. So the some staff will be working on that fabricating of this new cradle for the slipway, and also slipway railing repairs, underwater repairs, and things like that. So during this slack period, we were also doing those repair and maintenance work.
Fiji will gradually increase services to a number of domestic ports in the coming days. The domestic carrier will increase daily services between Suva and Labasa to 2 per day from tomorrow. Fiji Link will also add twice-a-week direct services between Nadi and Labasa, operating Fridays and Sundays. The weekly services between Suva and Savusavu as well as Suva and Taveuni will increase starting next week, Friday. Weekly services between Nadi and Rotuma resumed last Friday. Turning on to overseas, the number of coronavirus cases in Russia has surpassed 250,000, but daily new infections fell below 10,000 for the first time in nearly 2 weeks. Like many other countries, the virus is having a devastating effect on the economy. But for Russians who lose their jobs, there is almost no safety net. Up ahead, New World Rugby laws to be inculcated in local competitions. And 3 OFC tournaments postponed.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Ruggers of today are merely going for the money instead of chasing their passion for rugby. This is the concern raised by former Flying Fijians lock forward John Sunday, who shared his insight in the evolution of rugby over the years. The veteran says while the sport will go through major changes in years to come, it is important for players not to lose the true meaning of the game.
The glory and the tours and the attention you get is one part of it, but the bigger part of it is really the sacrifice that you put in. It's a lot of hard work.
Fiji Rugby Union has welcomed the new law passed by World Rugby, whereby players will no longer be possible to make a try by grounding the ball against the post protector. The law passed during the World Rugby's AGM on Tuesday states a try is scored when the attacking player is first to ground the ball in the opponent's in goal. Karatavi with the details.
The change in law will not make much difference domestically.
It doesn't make any huge impact into our domestic competition because most of our tries in Fiji have been scored over a line, and there are only a few cases where tries have been scored against the goalpost.
World Rugby Chair has stated by stipulating that an attack team can no longer score against the post protector and must ground the ball in goal, giving the defending team a fair chance of preventing a try from being scored. John O'Connor says they will filter all other provisions in the law in local competitions.
One of the laws discussed and was supported during the council meeting in change, and which becomes effective. So we are changing our domestic competition terms of participation to reflect the changes.
The NRL and its referees could be headed for a bitter dispute that could eventuate in strike actions. The league bosses have confirmed only one referee will officiate the games for the remainder of the 2020 season. But the referees union says their concerns weren't heard and they're now threatening to strike in a move that could delay the season restart in 2 weeks' time. The OFC Executive Committee has confirmed 3 tournaments have been postponed in light of the coronavirus pandemic. These include the Men's OFC Under-19 Championship, the OFC Champions League 2020 and the OFC Under-17 Women's Championship. The Men's OFC Under-19 Championship that was scheduled to be played in Samoa in July will not be held before October 2020, but it will be held no later than January 2021. The OFC Championships League 2020 quarterfinals have been postponed until September. Potential new dates for the OFC Under-19 Championship and the OFC Champions League will be decided when the Pacific governments will border restrictions and restriction on sport activities. A decision will be made on the OFC Under-17 Women's Championship that was meant to be played in Tahiti in April. A decision on all other OFC competitions for 2020 will be made on July 31st. Mainly fine conditions prevailing over most parts of the country. There is a slight chance of showers over Vanuatu, Taveuni and nearby smaller islands. It will remain cool at night. Forecast for the weekend is for more sunny weather. That's your FBC news for now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Please don't believe fake news about COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital news media by simply logging on to our website at fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.